Alright, first off, what you want to do is get your feet in the correct stance. Back foot preferably in the pocket for me. You can have it over. You can have it even further back. Mind you, further back your foot is, the more the board is going to be hard to spin, and it might even do a kick flip. And your front foot, the front foot doesn't really matter. I mean, the only thing you're doing in a pop Shuv-It is taking your foot off it. So you can have it up here on the bolts, or diagonally pointed towards the wheel, whichever feels more comfortable. Make sure you're already familiar with your stance. Just skateboarding or riding around in general actually really helps. It's an important step that a lot of people skip. But anyways, let's get started. What a pop Shuv-It is, I'm sure most of you know what a pop Shuv-It is, but just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna show you what it does. What your back foot does, first of all, it pops the board up. What you want to do is lift your foot up, so you're popping it up, lifting your foot up at the same time. So it should look like this. Alright, that's the first step, but it's actually not. That's not all you do in the first step. What you want to do next, while you're popping your back foot up and lifting the front foot up, instead of popping it up completely, what you want to do is pop it that way. So you're going to want to pop it up that way, lift your foot up while doing it, because if you don't lift your foot up, what's going to happen is you're going to catch it and do a backside. And you don't want to do that. But yeah, so pop your foot up, slide it that way, pop it that way. Like I said, if your foot's all the way back here, it's going to be harder for you to, swing around, I guess. Your back foot might fall off. Alright, after you do that, what you're going to want to do next is, with your back foot, you're going to want to have a good solid kick, a good solid flip. Now a Shuv-It, what happens during a Shuv-It is, there's a difference between a pop Shuv-It and a Shuv-It, and it's really important, so I'm just going to show you right now. For a pop Shuv-It, the tail is going to actually smack the ground first, while a Shuv-It isn't. It's normally not going to touch the ground. That's why it's called a pop Shuv-It, because it pops up. While a Shuv-It is just going to, not really like that, but it doesn't even touch the ground, so it's just a swift. One sec. That's what it's like. My back foot, the back tail didn't even touch the ground, so that's what a Shuv-It is. The difference between a Shuv-It and a pop Shuv-It is. But now pop Shuv-It, have your feet in place, take your back foot. It's like that, but I don't mind. But I'm not perfect. I don't get it every time, but like I said, I do get it often. But anyways, after you pop it, slide it that way. Oh, sorry, one sec. Pop it, slide it that way, and your back foot is gonna do this motion, like a 360 flip, except not as intense, not even close to as intense. You're not doing a 360 shove. You're just doing a pop Shuv-It 180. So just a light little flick, but enough to get it around solid. And the harder you do it, the better it is, because it looks more professional. But all right, when it's in the air and it's about here, what you're gonna want to do is, when the back slides around, this is important. Ready? When the back slides around and it's in this position, you're gonna catch it with your front foot first, like that. That's going to stop the board from spinning. And then what you're going to want to do is, your back foot's going to be right here, so you want to quickly just put it back on there. So that's not hard, but when you're starting your Shuv-Its, almost none of that is going to happen on the first time. But the biggest thing I can tell you right now is, if you want to land a really unprofessional Shuv-It, but I guess it still counts, a really unprofessional Shuv-It, and I guess a rookie one. you don't have to move your foot. You gotta lift it up, and what happens is sometimes your front won't even leave the ground. Like, a sec, it'll just kind of go like that, or the back. You pop the back up, and it's just gonna go like that. That's what happens when you get lazy with it. That's when you want to give it a good one. But make sure your back foot's good. And all your back foot is doing is popping and then coming back on. You're just popping and taking your foot. Your foot's going to be right here because you went like that to pop it. And you're going to put your foot all the way back here. So don't forget to do that. That's really important. And all you're doing is popping your back foot, flicking it, popping, flicking, and then catching it. But with your front foot first. Catch it with the front foot first, and then put your back foot on it. That's how professionals do it. Actually no, I didn't say it, but what you want to do is you want to experiment with it first. Then as you start getting it more, it'll look more professional. I mean, like, have you seen like Paul Rodriguez or like Eric Costin do pop shove it? They pop it really good. It leaves the ground, and then what they do is when it's like right here, they catch it with their front foot first, just like that. And when they stop the board with their front foot, they put it back on here, and it looks really sick. It looks really good. But yeah, like I said, as a basis, just going over the steps. This is what you're doing. You're popping, lifting your front foot off, sliding. When it comes around, make sure to put your front foot on there first, or you know what? It doesn't have to be first, but at least at the same time. So catch it, bring your back foot, just that's what your back foot's gonna be doing. You're just gonna be popping, and then bring your foot around the board. Like I said, I'm gonna go over some problems that people have. Some problems that people have is when they're popping, the board will actually, they'll pop it and it'll fly like over here. What they're doing is they're either not giving it enough thing. I know how that sounds. I mean, how can it go way over there when you're not giving it enough? But your foot it has to be a nice, controlled, smooth pop. It can't just be like this. This is what happens. This is what happens. That's what happens. Some people do that, and then some people just will pop it. It would go like that. That obviously means you're just not giving enough either. Even what you can do to help with that is when you pop it, you can bring your foot off a little late, kind of guide it around like that, and then catch your back foot on it. But start out by doing it really slow, like as slow as you can, like the spin as slow as you can, because in that way you'll have better reaction time to catch it with your back foot, and it'll just make things easier. Like I know when kids are starting out and they're doing kickflips, they'll put they put their back foot like all the way back here, and then right here, and then what they'll do is just like that. Foot positioning is key, but I mean, in the end, once you get a little better, it just really depends on where you feel comfortable. But yeah, keep those tips in mind. Feet steady. Give it a good, nice swing around with the back foot. Don't forget to do it slow enough so that you can catch it for your first time, or I mean, however as fast as you want, as long as you can catch it. But that's about it. Keep practicing, you'll get it eventually. I mean, skateboarding is a great sport if you're learning it. I mean, it takes a lot of dedication, but once you start nailing those tricks, it gets easier and easier and more funner. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.